graduate of Lagos State Polytechnic, she is the founder and visionary leader of sought-after Creative Academy, a tuition-free school for indigent children in Nigeria. Tolulope uses her art, skill, and talent to raise funds for school with the use of profits from the sale of her artworks, which are used to provide educational materials for pupils to access free quality education. That is our impact in the society, and with that, we thought it wise to bring her on the program to tell us why she embarks on that journey. Of Charity James, and our guest will tell us what we need to know about her. You're welcome. All right, madam, you're welcome to Women and the Society.
Thank you.
From your profile that I have read, I know that you're a string artist.
Yes.
And into education.
Okay, yes.
Now, before we go into why you moved from being an artist to being an educationist, we want to know who you are. Who is Tolulope Afela?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be in this program. My name is Tolulope Afela. I originate from Abeokuta, Ogun State, precise. I studied science lab in school. Went to Lagos State Polytechnic. My primary education was actually here in Abeokuta. I went to Trinity Nursery and Primary School. That was where I had my elementary education. Afterwards, I moved in with my grandmom in Ijebu, in Ishonremo. So I schooled at Ishonremo. I went to Ishon Comprehensive High School, where I had my secondary education. So from there, I went to Lagos State Polytechnic. I studied science lab. Though my grandmom is late now, but there is something I really picked from her. I mean, from living with her. And that's that she has a way, this moral way of teaching children. If you're living with my grandma, she doesn't encourage abusive words, and I really grew up with that. You can't say any false language, We know people around us do all such then, but she was really, keen about it, and I grew up with that, and so I would say that I'm really grateful for her for that. I really learned that. So that is what I can really say.
So teaching children right is very important.
Yes. And she also taught me, I would say I picked this from my mom when I was growing up. Especially, my mom and my dad, my parents to be precise, they are very funny. My dad is the kind of person that will go out and just come in with any child, and he will be like, the boy or the girl is stranded, doesn't have anywhere to live, and before you know it, we become family. So I grew up in a very big family before I moved with my grandma, and most of them are people who don't even know where they came from. So I grew up with helping, and even in the little you have, because then my dad was not a rich person like that, but thank God we were feeding. But he taught us to give even from the little that you have. So I'll say I picked that also from there.
Okay, let's look at your course of study in school. You said you studied
science lab
technology.
Yes.
And you're an artist.
See,
so how come?
It's really funny. When you are growing up, you want to become so many things. When I was growing up, I wanted to become a medical doctor. I really love it. Well, life, I couldn't get the medicine stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm still doing the health line, let me do science lab, this, that. But little did I know that the gift of a man maketh way for him. Because if I had been counseled right, probably I wouldn't have gone to science class. I would have been in the art class. Because I love to work with my hands, and I like practical things. So when I did science lab in school, I didn't really work with it.
Okay.
As a matter of truth, I can't even remember. I don't know if I still remember anything in that line. I discovered I just found myself in this art stuff. I've always been doing that when I was a child. It's just that I didn't really see it as something I can build a career from. So I've always loved to, aside drawing, art craft, cut stencil, put one or two things together to. And one thing I also observe about myself is that any artwork, anything artistic, usually caught my attention at first glance. So I would say it has been from childhood, but I really I knew much about it, about the art stuff when I finished school. But I didn't
school?
No, higher institution. That was when I started. I started with just when you play with something. I saw this art string stuff. I just saw it online. I was playing around with, playing with it. From there, a neighbor saw it. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow, I love this. Can you make this for my dad for his bed? I was like, are you for real? Like, is it that beautiful? So I made it. She loved it. She was like, wow, this is nice. So from there, started making, inquiry, like making research to know more and to see how I can use the materials I have around me also to bring out something.
Okay, while you were talking, something popped up in my mind. What is the place of counseling children in the choice of work or in school? Because if you have had someone to counsel you, they will have known that there is a talent in drawing or craft or art for you, and you will have gone to the art straight, and it will have been from so, but it's still okay because you discovered yourself early. So, what is the place of counsel for people who want to go into an institution?
Okay, every child might not, or every other person might not have the opportunity or privilege that I have to discover myself. So what I would advise is that parents especially, they should not force their children to study a particular course that they fail to probably study in school, because we have people, okay, like myself, like I wanted to become a doctor. Now imagine myself to my child and say, okay, I couldn't become a doctor, so I want to be a doctor. So I now tell my child, you have to become a doctor, when that is not what that child really wants. So my advice for parents, especially, or parents and guardians, is that they shouldn't enforce any child to study any course. Then they should also watch every child from childhood, see what that child is really good at. Because sometimes when you're on your line, you don't struggle. That's one thing I've realized over time. You don't struggle. Even if there are challenges there, you still want to do it because it is what you are called to do. Like, it is your thing. Understand? But if it is something you have been, tugged into, do this, do that, you can get tired of it. So parents should watch their children, see what they are good at, and encourage them. Even if it is singing, encourage that child. If it is dance, encourage the child. Fine, education is important. Everybody should go to school, and because education, you really need it in anything you are doing. But anything that child decides to do, we should encourage such child.
Oh, right, encouragement is needed from childhood.
Yes.
Now let's talk about how you've been faring in your newfound love, spring arts. So tell us what it entails, and when you call yourself a spring artist, what do you mean?
Spring art it's not something, though it's not so common like that, but also it's not as scarce as such. It's basically working with board, blank, nails, and thread. And that's where the string comes from. And you can do that with any image. So, talking of art string, I've been, to the glory of God, I'm doing fine with it. And I will say that what I'm doing right now, this school I'm running right now, it's what really gave me the sight to see that you can actually make good money from this art string. But what I do is that I make the artwork because it's something unique and people love it at first sight. So I take it to people that I believe they have enough. So I tell them, can you buy this? Do you like it? Sometimes I make their logo, even without the knowledge, so they don't want to, they can't look away. So when they like it, this is what I'm doing. Any money you give me for this goes back into the school. I actually use it to run the Let's Progress school that I'm running. So that is the business aspect of it. So I would say maybe a social entrepreneur in a way.
Alright, social entrepreneur who is into education too. Now let's talk about that.
Okay.
Now you run an academy.
Yes, ma'am.
That looks after vulnerable children. I call them vulnerable because there's no money to go to school, and you just see them say, why are you not in school? My mommy does not have money, and you pick them and they come to my school.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been doing that?
We've been doing that for over 5 years now. Yes. We celebrated our 5 years anniversary last year, December 2022. So I would say it's been over 5 years I will be running the school.
Okay, what pushed you into that kind of help, assistance to children? Because children are people who you can't get something from, even if you help them. So why did you pick that aspect of assistance in the society?
It still bounce back to where I'm coming from. In my foundation, what I grew up with, and I would say passion and love for children. Personally, I love kids. I don't like to see children suffer because I believe they can't speak for themselves, especially when you're dealing with children. So it's passion and it's something deep. I don't know how to explain it. I just have this soft spot for kids generally. So when I started 5 years ago, shortly before that time, I ran into a boy, a 7 or 8 years old boy then, that I ran into, and we got talking. I discovered that the parent could not afford taking him to school. So I thought of it then, but I knew that I don't have the money to do such. So I just thought of it that how I wish I had a school too. So I mean, that was the first time the idea dropped in my heart that you can actually do this. And when I thought of it, I said, I don't have money, but we have people that have this money that they wouldn't mind to help such. I said, okay, I'll put this upon myself. I'll go out there, source for money from people that have enough, so we can put it together and give these children quality education.
Is it an NGO or registered school?
It's a registered school, but we are already working on our NGO paperwork. We're not done with that yet.
So, what is the category of children you are helping? Because you can't help everybody.
Exactly.
And what is the category, the class, and the age bracket of people?
We have nursery and primary, and we have children from widowed parents, especially widows. We have children from single mothers. We have children from families that are really struggling, that always we make our findings and we know that, okay, these people really need this stuff. And there are people that love education, but they don't know, they don't have the resources for it. So when we see such, we bring them in. We go out to start for these children, and we have people that also work in and they tell us their case, okay? We investigate, we see that it's children, we bring them in. So we don't really take everybody like that.
An open school like that.
No, we have our findings and we have our contributions for picking.
What is the age bracket for the children?
For the children, we have from 3 years old. Once the child can stay in nursery or nursery class, 3 to. We have children that have finished primary school, secondary school. So what we do is that, because we don't have secondary school yet, so what we do is that we enroll them in school and still sort after creative academy, that's the name of the school. So sort after picks it up and we still pay their school fees where we take them to, so that we can really monitor them and see that they really finish their education
Why do you think children fall into this class? And why do you think those who are in this class need help? And you look at their rights, right to education, right to live, the right to have a good environment and all that. So let's start with the vulnerability. Why do you think children fall into this class, and how can the people help them out?
There are different factors surrounds this. Okay, a child that unfortunately maybe lost a father, and if the father currently is a breadwinner of the family, and the mother has, I don't want to use the word many children, like quite a number of children, such children, such child will, there is no way, because once the mother can't afford to take care, once the mother can't afford to take care of the child or give them proper needs, meet their needs, there is no way such child will be vulnerable, because when they go out, they are hungry. You see them on the street, they are hungry, they will ask you for money, and from there they can lure them into anything. So that could cause it. Death of maybe any of the parents, then or death of both parents. Then poverty is another factor that can cause it. Still in the line of poverty, when you have a child living with another person that does not really care, just want to use the child and abuse the child in any way. So many factors can.
So how can we minimize, because we can't stop it, how can we minimize this factor, looking at how these children suffer and how it affects their mental growth and how it affects them? How will I put it? Some will come out as inferior adults later in life. So how do we reduce this effect on them?
Number one thing, I think the government should educate people more on what they're saying now. The rate at which we give birth is really important. That's the truth. Because you will see even people that can afford this care needs we are talking about. You see they're giving birth to 2 children, a child, max 3. But you see these people that can't afford, you see them having 5, 6, 7, quite some number. And you see some men that have not even catered for their family, still having another person that will give birth. And at the end of the day, these children suffer it. That's the truth. So I think there should be something, a kind of, I don't know what it is, I don't know what I would call it, but that kind,
like a regulation.
Yeah, that can, maybe not regulation, maybe a way to orient people. That is not about you just giving birth. And they need to also let them know that doing family planning, I'm sorry, I'm diverting to that, it's not a crime. They should, for the sake of those children, so that they can give them quality education and even good food, clothing and all that. So I think that is number one. Then another thing is people should try to do what they can afford. They should try to do what they can afford. I'm talking about parents now. You can afford to take a child to school. Also parents need to know the quality, the importance of education. When they know the importance of education, they will know. I'm sorry, I'm talking more on the education line.
Yes,
when they know the importance of education, then they will know that this thing is, you just have to find a way to make sure that the child is being educated. Because every child has a right to good living, good environment, good quality education, good life, and all such. So once that can be in place, there are so many other factors. I think it will help a good deal.
Having other children catered for from your end will have something that will affect on your side. So what are the challenges you'll be facing, and how do you think people can come in to help out?
For running a school like this, of course, the major challenge, number one major challenge is funding, finance. It's a regular school. we have a place. The only difference is that they are not paying. We do every other thing, and to the glory of God, we are being approved by the government. So it's a regular school, and we pay staff. We get them, we buy uniform for them, we give them uniform, educational materials, and every other stuff that they need. So in this regard, we need money. It's not when we started this school, I know for sure that I don't have the money. I don't have the money. That's just the truth. I can't even afford anything. But I know that I have this zeal to meet people, talk to them, and say. And the major challenge is still fun, and it has not really been encouraging, to be sincere, because you go to people, some people will talk to them, and will tell you, what's my business? Did I send you? Did I send you to go and research? And we have people also that love it. Wow, you're doing this. Wow, okay, in their own little way. But we need people to really help us in this thing, in terms of funding. I keep saying that. In terms of maybe they can adopt a child. Okay, I want to adopt a child or two in school. Also then through school, they can do that. They can give us. They can pay for their uniform. They can pay for their books. They can give us a building, because presently, to be sincere, we are having issue with where we are using, and we have to, get a place of our own permanent place. And so we need so many things. The school, and we cannot even run part of the package. The vision of the school is that we have hostel, but we can't do that now because we don't have the resources to do that. So we have children that come to school with empty stomach. Some will not come to school because they don't have food. When you call their people, there's no food, this, that. Some of them come from far distance. That even the school has to still give them transport fare because we still want them to come. We need school bus. We have so many needs. So if people out there can really help us and support us, partner with us, we will love it. So that we can reach out to as many children as God is helping us to.
In anything you find yourself, just derive joy in it. If you do it passionately, then the result will be a bountiful one. Be positive on that cause and allow people to join you to raise whatever bar you think you have. You're welcome back from that break. Thank you for watching Women and the Society. And we'll continue with Tolope and Fela with our favorites. Okay, ma, let's know your favorite color. Let's start from the color this time around. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is brown.
Why?
I like cool. I don't like flashy things.
Okay.
So I like it when it is cool. So if I see brown, I mean any color, I'll fetch it out.
Go for it.
Yeah, I like it when it's toned down. I don't like.
All right, now let's talk about your food. What type of food do you love?
My best food is beans. I don't used to like beans when I was growing up, but when I went to school, I ate a lot of beans.
Was it a boarding school?
No, when I was in higher institution.
Okay.
Most times it just cook. I'm like, okay, now I can still one time. So that really got me into it. So I can eat beans with anything. Beans, plantain, beans, bread, beans and yam. I think beans and yam.
Beans and yam.
Yes, beans and yam.
All right, let's know your attire. What type of attire do you love? Is it the English wear or the native?
I'm more of an English person, and I like casual.
Okay.
I like casual.
Everything not too serious.
Yeah, just cool, quiet, simple but classy. I like that.
You look classy too. Thank you. Now let's know if you are the party freak type. Some ladies love going to parties anytime, any day. Are you in that category?
Oh my God, I don't like parties.
Why?
Even when they do party in my house, I mean my family in stuff. I'm not really into. No, I don't like it. I like quiet. I like it. So even if you're gonna have a party, you just leave your room, just something
coded.
So if you invite me to a party and I attend, you must be very, 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 very important to me.
All right, now before we leave, let's know what you do with your spare time. What is your hobby?
Wow. My hobby not going to be hard. I like to arrange a house.
Arrange the house?
Yes. Like, I just want to change position of one thing. When I'm not really too busy, let me change position of this thing. What can I change position of this thing?
Maybe because you are into art and craft.
Okay, maybe I don't know. But I like to do that. So when I'm inside the house and I'm not really doing work, I get busy with that. I can't just sit still.
All right. Thank you so much, madam. I want to thank you for talking to us on Women and Society.
Thank you, ma, for having us on your program.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
As we close on the program, don't forget that as a woman, in no matter area you find yourself, you must be an impact, a positive impact at that must create an awareness and tell people that there is positivity in helping others. Take care of yourself and be a good impact in the society. I remain Charity James. Have a good day.
Human trafficking is a modern-day slavery. It is a crime to employ a child under the age of 18 as a domestic worker. It is also a crime to remove, buy, or sell any part of human body or organs. It is a crime to organize foreign traveling without any legal documentations. It is also a crime to promote foreign traveling for prostitution purposes. These are illegal and it is against the law of the land. The general public is hereby informed to desist from any act capable of using human beings for trafficking in Ogun State. To create positive change and promote a safer, more resilient society in Ogun State, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP Ogun State Command, is calling on you to report any human trafficking matter and violence-related cases. For more information, please call 0703-497-6168 or visit our office at Old OGTV Complex, Kilometer 9, Olabisi Onabanjo Way, Ajebo Road, Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Hello and welcome to the news on the hour on Ogun State Television. I'm Siniat Abaru. President Bola Tinubu has said Nigeria is committed to contributing to global effort aimed at mitigating climate impact